welcome to this week's episode of the Six Figure Product Business Podcast. I am excited because we are doing an episode all about ChatGPT. I don't know why I haven't done an episode yet. I've been wanting to do one for the past month, and for whatever reason, I have been a fucking slacker. So let's dive into it. We're going to kind of split this up into we're going to record this one. And then I think in a month or so, we're going to do another episode on ChatGPT that covers more advanced automations that you can do, which is going to be super fun. So today we're going to dive into, I think my list is at nine sort of basic and simple things that you can use and leverage the AI tool called ChatGPT to help you in your business. And if you don't know what ChatGPT is, I think you must be literally living under a rock. But if you don't know what it is, it's this incredible AI tool that has kind of like changed the goddamn game. I think it was launched in November of 2022. So it was launched, less than 6 months ago. And where it started versus kind of like where we're at now with it and all the things you can do, it's insane. And it's really just the beginning of more of these things coming out. So we'll see. It's interesting. But, I think with any tool, I want to talk about this before we dive into the tips. With any tool that is not, this is going to sound archaic because I'm sure people said the same thing about, Amazon, for example, like, oh, a robot could never pack an order. Well, of course they can. And that's how Amazon orders are packed. So anyway, I think with certain things of an e-commerce business, yes, you can leverage these tools. Will they replace a human 100%? Maybe, maybe not. It depends what you're doing it for. I have used and tested ChatGPT to write emails, to write my podcast show notes for me, to write blog posts, to write social media captions, and a few other things. And do other just tasks like give me 50 product-based business podcasts, and it will just list them out. So I've used it for certain things, and it completely can replace a human and save you a lot of time. Does every part of ChatGPT will replace a human who really understands, e-commerce, your niche, your industry, your product? I mean, probably not. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Understand that these are tools to help you with your productivity. They are going to help you save time and energy, but, doesn't mean you have to fire your virtual assistant. Doesn't mean you have to fire this person that you're working with just because ChatGPT does it. So it's up to you to figure out where to trim the fat in your business, But I will say ChatGPT has been absolutely amazing. And if you haven't tried using it, this is definitely your invitation to kind of get started. Okay, let's dive into it. We're going to try to keep this a quick episode. So 9 things you can leverage ChatGPT. The first one is blog posts. So you could type into ChatGPT, for example, write me a 2,000 word blog post on, and I'm just going to use a random example of a product that is in my office right now. So I'm looking at a handbag that I bought from one of my clients. Not manufactures, sorry, I'm using all the wrong words. She makes these really cool bags that are handmade by artisans in Colombia, and they're made out of a certain material, and they're really, really cute and colorful and pretty. So I might say to ChatGPT, write me a blog post on how the artisans of Colombia hand make these specific type of bags. Here's my brand name. Here is, my tone of voice is very fun and, friendly and silly or something. Or like my tone of voice is super serious. Like you can give it those specific prompts, and you can literally say, write me a 2,000 word blog post on these specific things. And then ChatGPT will just pump out like an actual blog post for you. So while it will do that for you, does that mean you should copy that text from ChatGPT like verbatim? I don't think so. Like we don't know enough yet, I think, where you should be leveraging word for word for word, especially on things like blog posts, like longer form content, because in the end, ChatGPT is a machine tool. It's a, AI tool. Um, it doesn't know everything about your business. It doesn't know everything about your product. And maybe over time it actually will. I mean, I'm sure it will. But for now, like again, take what it says as a prompt for you. And then you can tweak it into your own language, make it more of your own. So I really want to stress this here. I do not think that you should plug into ChatGPT and say, write me a blog post on the importance of, coconut soy wax versus paraffin wax, and then take exactly what it says, bullet like word for word, and then pop that into your website. I think it's important with all these things that you use it for what it's for. It's more of a prompt. And then you can take what it said and then you can customize it in your own language. So instead of it taking you half an hour or an hour to write a blog post, you can now leverage ChatGPT and probably do it in 10 minutes. So it's going to save you, if it's taking you half an hour, it will now save you probably a good 20 minutes or more, honestly. So blog posts are one way that you can leverage ChatGPT. The second way, social media captions. So we're going to really hone in here on Instagram, but captions for your posts 100% can be done by ChatGPT. So again, you just type in, write me an Instagram caption. Here's what I'm looking for. Here's the tone. This is my company, blah, 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 blah. And it can spit it out for you. So again, should you take every word that they say and copy it verbatim? I don't think so. I still think it's important that things sound like they are from you and not a robot. And you can also train these tools to understand your tone of voice. So that will be talked about on the next more advanced things you can do with ChatGPT. But for now, you can say, here's my tone of voice. I'm serious, I'm sassy, I'm fun, I'm sarcastic, And then just like swapping out words that you would say. So I have used ChatGPT a couple times to write Instagram captions for me. They don't sound like they don't sound how I talk. And I'm very authentic in the fact that like, no matter where you see my stuff showing up, I kind of sound the same. I swear, I'm sarcastic, I'm sassy. These are just my personality. So if I use ChatGPT and just said, can you write me a caption on, I don't know, like why customer loyalty is so important for an e-commerce business. It would give me very businessy language, and that's not how I talk. So I'd have to take that and then tweak it, throw in some swears, throw in some other words that sounds like me. But it will save you time either way. So captions, 100%. Video scripts is going to be my number 3. So for a lot of you who are doing video, especially if you're doing something like YouTube or you're trying to do video clips for social media, I think you can 100% use ChatGPT to give you a script. Again, you have to tell it what you want specifically. And then you always go back and tweak it so it sounds like you. There is nothing worse than watching someone make a video where you can tell that they are reading off of a script and there's no personality. It's just like, hello, my name is Susan. I make candles for a living. My candles are made from coconut wax. Like it's boring. There's no personality. There's no like tone fluctuation. You can tell. So especially if you're going to be doing anything for video, make sure you edit that script and you put in personality punched language. Okay, that's really important. And also just something, because I've tried to use scripts recording video. They do not work for me. Like I tried with YouTube and they were like my worst videos. You have to include space for like pauses, and if it's like a word that you want to enunciate when you're talking, you have to kind of enunciate it in your text. If you're going to be, because it's really hard to, like when I do podcast recordings, I barely even have notes written out. So today I have, for my notes, I literally have 9 bullet points of the 9 things I'm going to talk about today. I don't have any other notes. I find that for me, while I am wanting to do episodes where I am staying on track with time, which is hard for me because I talk so much, but I want to, I want to stay on track. However, if I write all these crazy notes, it actually hinders my creativity. Like I'm good at talking like off the cuff. I'm not good reading off of a script and then within reading that script try to like improvise things. That doesn't work well for me. So, with a video, just make sure that you are adding in personality and pauses and things like that. Okay, the next one is going to be email marketing subject lines. So, email marketing, you can use ChatGPT for a variety of reasons. Again, with email, you want, especially if you're trying to use it to write out your actual emails for you, I would just be a little cautious of that, just because email marketing for your product-based business, I think, is a very personal thing. And I think you can tell quite quickly when it's not the person writing it. So I'd be cautious with email, okay? But like subject lines and ideas for emails, 100% you can use ChatGPT. So I've used ChatGPT to help me tweak subject lines for my clients, for my Cultish product people, for my clients that I help with marketing for. You can take a subject line like today, like 20% off Labor Day sale, and you can ask ChatGPT, could you give me 2 alternatives to this subject line? And it will give you subject lines. So that's a really awesome way to leverage ChatGPT. And then another thing too are email ideas. So give me 20 ideas for emails for a handbag company, and it will spit out ideas for you. So things like that are very, very cool. Again, does it replace a person who knows email marketing? I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. Next up is SEO. So I'm going to use SEO, but I'm going to hone in specifically on keyword research. So, SEO is super important. So if you are doing keyword research for anything, titles for things, product descriptions, keyword like on page SEO for your website, and you need keywords, you can definitely use ChatGPT for that. So you could just plug in, give me 20, and again, I don't know how deep you can get with like, give me 20 top ranking, low competition keywords for a candle business who makes coconut soy candles, coconut soy wax candles. Like, will it know those levels of, okay, because for SEO, the sweet spot is finding keywords that have low competition and high search. So can ChatGPT know those things? I have no idea. However, if you're just looking for basic things, you can 100% use it for keyword research and keyword ideas and things like that. Okay, and then the next one is going to be like a couple things mixed into one, but it's basically going to be like market research stats. So market research or even marketing ideas. So you can ask ChatGPT, give me 10 interesting marketing ideas for a mobile truck ice cream brand, and it would pop out some ideas for you. You could also say, give me the top 20 ice cream e-commerce stores or, ice cream e-commerce brands in the state of Massachusetts or something. So you can give it specific like queries like that, and it will give you information. And sometimes it will say, as an AI tool, I don't know that information. Like I've typed into ChatGPT, give me the top 10 stores on Shopify that make the most revenue. And it was like, we can't give you that information. So fair enough. So I've definitely asked it a lot of things where it couldn't give me information, but market research, stats like that, marketing ideas, you can definitely use ChatGPT. The next one is just going to be like random questions. So I remember a few weeks ago, someone in our email marketing society group sent me a message, and they were like, I signed up for your $10 a month membership. And in my first email that we used, or I don't know, my first or second email that I used, I made $800. And so the first thing in my head was like, oh my gosh, what's the ROI? So I went to chat and okay, I can do a lot of things, but sometimes math is not my strongest suit. So I sometimes have to Google that stuff. But so I went to ChatGPT and I said, someone paid $10 for, a product and they made 800. What's the return on investment? And then I don't know if it actually gave me the information for this. I think it actually just explained how to come up with it. And I was kind of like, well, I don't just tell me the number. I think I had to then go to Google to find out. But you can do things like that. So sometimes it won't give you the exact number, but it will tell you how to come up with it. I've asked ChatGPT the most random questions that you could possibly, even imagine. So I've asked, like, give me the top 20 indie cult brands of 2023. Give me email ideas for a wreath business. Give me what are the top? Oh, this is another one that I searched that they didn't give me a lot of information, but their response was kind of funny. I asked for what are the top Amazon sellers who sell waterproof phone pouches, because one of my ideas that I really keep coming back to is starting a it would probably be drop shipping, let's be honest. Probably a drop shipping store selling waterproof phone pouches and completely marketing the brand towards paddle boarders because I love paddle boarding so much. So I was like, okay, well, who are the top sellers? And then I asked it, who are the top sellers in general who make waterproof phone pouches? Because then I can do market research. Like I have no idea who are the top sellers. So things like that, you can just ask ChatGPT and it can give you information. The next two are going to be relevant to your website. So the first one is going to be product descriptions. So product descriptions, I know a lot of people struggle with, and I have my own framework for writing product descriptions on a website that will get people to want to buy, like weaving in a combination of storytelling, talking about like the key selling points, not the features, the key selling points, why someone needs this product, why it's better than everyone else, how it transforms your life, how it takes you from A to B or B to C. So those are selling points. Features are things like size, color, weight, dimension, things like that. So that's the stuff that people don't really care about, but you have to infuse storytelling, how it's used. If you have a jewelry brand, not only talking about how your jewelry is handcrafted and curated and all that, but like how it's going to make you feel. Jewelry makes you feel more beautiful, more confident, more stylish, whatever. If you're just having a product description that just says, we sell, I don't know, I'm blanking on an example here, but like we sell gold hoop earrings. That's boring, okay? No one's going to want to buy that. But if you talk about how this is a labor of love and the story of your company and the transformation that you make someone feel from wearing your jewelry and how it's handcrafted and blah, 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 or the story behind the name of the jewelry. So things like that are important, but you can ask ChatGPT for help. So here's my brand. This is what we sell. These are the selling points. Could you write me a 300 word description or something like that? And then the next one is going to be website copy. So on your website, there's a lot of different sections, especially on a homepage, about us page, things like that, where you need to have really compelling copy. So you can type into ChatGPT, write me a paragraph on X, Y, and Z. So again, I keep coming back to candles, but I don't know why. I have a coconut soy candle business. Could you write me a paragraph of the key selling points of coconut wax versus paraffin? So something like that, you could ask ChatGPT and it will pop out information. And then you can take that and you can plug it into your website. So you can honestly do it for a lot of things when it comes to website copy, but I just wanted to give that as an example. So these are 9 things. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we talked about 9 things, 9 simple and basic things that ChatGPT can do for your e-commerce business to help you with productivity, save you time, save you money, but just kind of like give you the prompts you need, and then you make it your own with your personality and your brand language. I'm sorry, your brand voice, your personality, and things like that. So I hope you liked this episode. Definitely, if you have a minute, please go ahead and leave a review on Apple iTunes, of course, 5 stars. And if you have any questions on ChatGPT, send me a message on Instagram. Definitely not an expert. I've only really just started playing around with it, I don't know, like 2 months ago. But the little that I've used it for, I am definitely obsessed with it. I think it's amazing, and the potential that you can use it for is kind of amazing. So, all right, my friends, I will see you next week.